everybody doing out there? Good, I hope. We decided to get together today because I was talking to Lena about how I don't know how to use a lot of products that I have for my hair. I'm just a regular person that goes to the hairstylist to get my hair colored and done up, but I actually don't understand a lot about all the products that can be used on your hair. So I thought Lena is the expert. So let's get some information from Lena on this.
Yes. Hi. So how's everybody doing? Yeah, we just decided, you get all these products and you don't really know exactly how to use them. Like Corinne was saying, you walk out looking gorgeous. Your hairdresser's basically done pretty much a miracle on you, and you're thinking, okay, now how am I going to do that?
That's right. Yeah, I don't have that stuff.
Right? So we want to make sure that we've got the proper products. So after you've shampooed your hair and conditioned it or whatever you've done, we've got different textures of hair, right? We've got Corinne's hair, which is very fine, and then you've got very textured curly locks like myself. And I'm not going to use the same thing that you're using, right?
Yeah.
And she's not going to use the same thing that's on my hair. So
Yeah.
I think first of all, after you've shampooed and washed your hair, we've talked about this before too. What are you doing after you've got out of the shower? I found that a lot of people take their hair and wrap it up after you've shampooed, conditioned it, or even deep conditioned it. You've taken a towel, a terry cloth towel, and wrapped it up around your hair, on your head, right? God only knows how long it's been in there. You might have put your makeup on. You may have went and had your cup of coffee or whatever you're doing. But in the meantime, all the stuff that you've actually just done to your hair is absorbed all into your towel. So, and then you're wondering why your hair is all textured and all your cuticles are all frazzled, and then you're trying to fix it afterwards with product. So what I would suggest is if you are doing something like that with a terry cloth towel, or what I've done is I've used more of a t-shirt material and wrapped my hair up like that, because it's not absorbing like a terry cloth will absorb all the moisture and also all the oils and stuff that you've actually put back into your hair and conditioning. So I've just wrapped my hair up really quickly just to absorb it, and maybe about 15-20 minutes, and then come down and start applying my products.
So a terry cloth, I know what I used to do was rub my hair. So even if you're using, say, a t-shirt type material, it's still about just dabbing your moisture out, right?
Yeah, and if you are, you're just gonna flip your head over and let your hair lay in it. Don't go like this, just wrap it up and put it up. It's just gonna absorb that little bit of moisture that's gonna be a quick fix for when you're blow drying and styling your hair. Okay. So, and sometimes you can even put all that stuff in if you want to hold it in there and scrunch it for curly hair. I've done it with my own hair.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But anyways, we're going to talk about, so what is the first thing you want to know about, Corinne, that you put in your hair? So
Okay, when I go into the shower, I use a balanced kind of shampoo that just hydrates, and then I use a leave-in conditioner. So I come out of the shower with my hair a tangled mess because of the shampoo, and I'm rubbing my hair. I probably don't even shampoo it right. But anyway, I come out and then I use the towel to dab my hair dry, and then I put a leave-in conditioner in my hands, and then I rub it into my hair, because otherwise it is really quite tangly from that.
okay.
Yeah.
So what we're doing here today, I mean, Corinne knows a little bit, but we're actually doing a role play here because she knows nothing. So
Yeah.
she does,
Zero.
but she doesn't. So we're doing a role play. So she's shampooed her hair. She's got highlights in her hair. She colors her hair, obviously.
Yeah.
But she's also got that texture of hair that's, she's got that flat cuticle in there. So we need something that we want to put in her hair that's going to give her some volume, some lift. And so There's two things that I could suggest for Corey. Number one, I could suggest a mousse for her. After she's towel dried her hair or what have you, and she's kind of let it air dry a little bit. And I say this with people with really fine hair, let it air dry a little bit and then go in with your mousse, okay, from root to end. Comb it in if you have to.
Okay.
And then what that's going to do is it's going to fill your hair up and give it that extra bounce and fullness that you need. So a mousse is something for that, for finer hair that wants to pump it up a little bit, okay?
Right.
And also, if you're wanting to get that little bit of volume lift, we have the spray volume, which you want to go from your root to end again to give it that little extra, because a lot of people find that in here it's laying so flat.
Yeah.
Or root to end, you're going to get some more volume. This one here is just a little more finer to get into those areas, and then comb through again, and then start using your round brush. That's another thing.
And what happens if I would use this first? Like, does it matter what order I put that on?
Well, the mousse is going to give you root lift as well.
Right.
It's just a preference.
Okay.
But
You
if
can
you want to
use
get
both.
that little extra, go ahead, put this into your root area. Don't be scared to use the products, because they all intermix with each other using them anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, so say somebody like myself, would I use mousse on my hair? Absolutely. Because I like big hair. I like to take my hair and get it as big as I can, or I can keep it down if I want. So if I'm blow drying again with a diffuser, or if I just want to leave it, put my product in there and just leave it, and start adding a curl defining cream as well. Add that. I could add both of these if I want, or I could add one if I want, right?
Okay.
It all depends on the individual's hair texture, right? But definitely mousse or a curl cream. And again, I would say definitely do not go like this with my hair, because what's gonna happen? What am I gonna look like after I've gotten out of the shower and taken a towel? My cuticle's already wide open, right? So I definitely don't want to be rustling up my cuticle again. I want to keep it as my coils is closed up as I can. So now we will talk about we didn't get the Rejuva beads.
Yeah, that's a product that we use for actually closing the cuticle. Like if you have split ends, right? You would use that for that type of thing?
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So with curly hair, there is just so many types of curly hair. You've got coarse curly hair, you've got fine curly hair, you've got textured curly hair. What are you going to put on your hair? Okay, everybody's different, right? Everybody's hair is different. What are you going to put on your hair? Number one, a leave-in conditioner is a must. Okay. Also, follow it up maybe once a week with, it's called Rejuva beads. And I do this after I've shampooed my hair. I'll put my leave-in conditioner in, then I'll take a dab of the Rejuva beads, rub it in my hands like this when my hair is wet. And then what I do is I take my hands like this and I go like that, because what that does is it instantly flattens and fills those
Split ends.
Because my cuticle is quite wide open, right? Because it's curly hair.
So it flattens it kind of.
It flattens it and fills it.
Yeah.
Then I go in with a curl cream, okay? Or a mousse, but we'll talk about a curl cream. This is what I use. So I put my curl cream in there and a few dabs, rub it in really good. and scrunch it into my hair and let it air dry. That's what I do. Now, if I'm in a big hurry, go get the diffuser, and then go in with your products again, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I know what I used to use was a diffuser on my hair, but it was for making more of a lift at my root. So I would go with my head upside down and use a diffuser to make myself look like I have more body. But my daughter told me, you shouldn't be using a diffuser, Mom, because you don't have curls. So that's how I used it to make
You
it
can
look.
do that because
Yeah.
you're still lifting the root. If you're putting your head upside down, you're still lifting
Lifting
that
right,
root
with the
because
product,
the diffuser has those little nubs on there that are moving around and lifting up your root, right?
Yeah.
So
the other thing that I also use is we have a Color Lock protective spray. So that would be, I would have put this on before I put any of the styling stuff on. Is that right? Or does it matter?
Well,
the layering of that.
Well, the Color Lock is just, it's a protective spray for somebody that, like yourself, because after so many washes and everything, it's just like throwing a black shirt in the wash machine over and over and over. What's going to happen? It's going to fade, right? So this just gives you that little bit of that protection for your color, especially.
Yeah.
Right.
So it doesn't matter.
So it's not fading quickly.
Right.
But mind you, when you're using a really good product, we're noticing that you're not getting that fadage, right? Because we don't have harsh salts and fillers and all that kind of stuff in our product.
And it does have a UV protection in the one that I use.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter when in the process. It's just as long as I use it at some
exactly.
point. Okay, perfect.
Right?
Perfect.
What else would you like to know?
I actually tried to use the curl cream.
Okay.
And it was heavy for me.
I would definitely say it's more of a heavier product on your hair. And if it is a little bit heavy, what I have done too, everybody that I know that has hair should have a spray bottle, right?
Yeah.
Because this little gadget here is huge.
Mm-hmm.
So say somebody with, like Corrine, and she's got finer hair, but she does have a little bit of curl to it, right?
Right.
So that little bit of curl cream, she would put a little bit on her hand, and if she's feeling it's a little bit heavy, just take your spray bottle, spray your hand, and just kind of
water it down.
Water it down a little bit, and then go in and scrunch your hair, right? Because this stuff here, we all know our products here are very concentrated, and if you're feeling it is a little bit heavy,
right, water.
You don't have to go wash your hair again and go, oh my goodness. Just go in ahead and give it a good spray, right?
And the other thing that I must say is I thought curl cream was to help me have curl. I thought it could help me have curl in my hair. It was magic, but no, that's not how you use it.
No, but it's really amazing. When I've done hair, and if you get a curl refresher or a curl revitalizer product, what happens a lot of times that these ladies, they didn't even know that they had curl in their hair. You start putting the product in and start scrunching with it, and you go, you know what, you got a lot of curl. Really? How did I know that I had all this curl? So sometimes a curl revitalizer, if in fact you do have a little bit of something going on there, will just kind of give it a nice little perk and a little lift.
And that's kind of what this does, right?
Yeah.
It's called a cream, but you're right, with the water, that's a great idea to do that.
Yeah. Or if you've got a curl revitalizer product.
Yeah.
Sure. And I think we did have something that kind of sprung our curls up a little bit. Where was that?
The Flexi Hold gel?
No, it was this one.
Oh,
the tassel texture.
That's more of a beachy wave?
Yes, the tassel texture will do the same thing, right? And another little secret is, too, somebody with, say longish hair, like about right in here, and you want to get that really beachy wave type hair, you could spray a tousle in your hair, damp, right? Scrunch, or if you want, take your hair and braid it with this in it.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
And then once it's been, and have your hair damp, and once you've sprayed that, and give it a braid, maybe on each side, or 3 braids, or 4, whatever, depending what you're looking for. And then once it's set, then undo your hair.
Once
And then
it's dry.
Once it's dry, yeah, and you'll
Wow.
have that really nice.
Oh.
And speaking of that, we have our air dry. This is a really big seller, and I'll tell you why it's such a big seller. Because you know what it's like in the summertime? Nobody wants a blow dryer on their head. You're sweating to death, your top lip's sweat. You do not
Yeah.
want to go in there and start blow drying your hair. So the air dry is specific for that. When you want to just go quickly put a product on, you don't want your hair hanging down, it's quick. You've shampooed your hair, towel dried, put the air dry cream in, and again, if you want to have that ripple effect of a beachy wave, go ahead, put it in your hair, braid your hair up, and then once it sets again, let it go out again, and you've got that really beachy wave if you don't have enough kick to your hair.
Oh.
Right? And then afterwards, once it's dry and you've got, let's talk about
Can I
Yeah.
just ask something about that though?
Yeah.
Because my daughter's got naturally curly hair, but when she's out in the humidity, it gets like fluffy. So with this air dry cream, like what products here would stop that from going like this when you're in humidity? Is there anything? No.
Well, you know what? It's funny that you would ask that question, because anybody with curly hair, we know what humidity is all about, I'll tell you. Because the thing is, like, if it rains out and it's, well, geez, your hair just gets, you can feel it lifting off of your scalp. And it just starts to grow, and your hair's just like this, right? So humidity, we do have a humidity product here. You can put that in your hair, mix that, like we've got the smoothing hair primer, which helps. It's more of a smoothing protection, which they say it's about 12 hours to put that in there. That helps your humidity, so you can put that in with any of your products, anything that you're using here.
You
Put
would
that
finish
in.
with that, or
Yeah.
does it matter?
Well, you
Okay.
could put the smoothing primer on first, and then go in with your mousse.
Okay.
Go in with your curl cream, right?
Yeah.
That's going to help some humidity. And we also have the that's something else. So that's what I would try, and see what goes on. It will help a little bit. Like my daughter had talked about something with the primer. It just kind of kicked into my brain right now. And she said that it worked, and she's got very naturally curly hair, and she lives, in a very
Humid
place,
Yeah.
and it helps.
Okay.
So those
Good.
are all the little
That's
things.
great.
And anything else?
Okay. I tried, actually this one here, the Thermal Protect Shield, because the reason I want to ask about this is because can I restyle my hair even though I already have product in it? So it's the next day, and can I just start curling with the curling iron or blow drying, that kind of thing, when I've already got stuff on there?
Absolutely. Why not? I do it
Okay.
all the time, because the fact is, she's already got some product in there, and because we're using a really good product on her hair, she does got a little bit of hairspray in there, which is going to give it a little more texture when she's going to go in again with her curling iron, or her any of her hot tools,
Yeah.
right? So she's just going to get another wear out of it,
Right.
and it's actually going to stay a little bit better than the day before, because you know what clean hair is like,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
That second day, third day, for some reason, your hair just sets beautiful, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you're gonna get probably a second and possibly a third day. So we'll talk about the third day because we also have, what's it called? The Champ?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, you know, you might have ladies out there going, oh my gosh, there's no way that I could do that with my hair because I gotta wash my hair every day.
Yeah. Like say you're camping.
And say you're camping, exactly, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But you can get away with it, right? You do not have to wash your hair every day. See, you just don't. She asked, or Corinne had asked whether she can curl it again. So she's got her second day. Well, what about that third day? We have a dry shampoo, which is called the Champ.
Yeah.
And this one here is another huge seller, just for that perfect person that doesn't want to be washing their hair all the time, right? So it's all naturally based again, and if your roots are feeling a little bit oily,
Yeah.
give it a spray, and guess what? It gives it that texture again back into your hair, and you are on your way again. And now you got the third day.
Yeah.
But we've been finding out with people that have been using our product, and I know a lady in particular, and actually she's a friend of my daughter's, very baby fine hair. I mean, this girl had to wash her hair every single day.
Oh,
She started using our shampoo, the volume shampoo and conditioner, and I'm telling you, she's getting a second day out of it. But she'd even probably end up getting a third day out of this with using the Champ too, if she's, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah, and you don't have that itchy feeling hair, you know, sometimes because you have product in there. But I'm finding, because these products I've been using for 5 years now, and it doesn't have stuff in it that other stuff did. So there was no coating. Like before, I would have, you know, it would stay full of stuff. It would feel like I have a lot on my hair.
well,
This doesn't happen with this.
that's right. And
Yeah.
so if you are restyling your hair again the next day, just turn your tools down a little bit, because you don't need to, you don't want to burn your hair. But that's a good thing that you mentioned something like that, because we don't have the paraffins, the waxes and what have you that are going to stick to your curling iron like any of your hot tools and stuff, right? So that's
And
another
cook into the hair, right?
exactly. And I've seen it. You can see it all over your hot tools and everything. That's a sign of build up of
Yeah.
stuff that shouldn't be on your hair in the first place, right? So
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah.
And we were going to talk about the our finishing spray.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So the difference with this finishing spray is that it doesn't have that alcohol in there as well, yet you still have the hold.
Right.
So when I had mentioned about the air dry and taking your hair and putting it in a braid, after you've taken it out, and you do want to give a little bit of hold or volume or whatever,
Right.
Just give it a nice little shh.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's another little
Right.
thing
Right.
too,
Yeah.
for somebody that wants to just, you don't want that helmet head.
No,
Because
that's
you want to
right.
be able to go restyle your hair again, like she had talked about. Can I restyle my hair? So you're not going to be putting a helmet head on because a hairspray shouldn't feel like that. It should still give you the hold, but not look like you've,
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. I've used some product, and because I have fine hair, I love hairspray because it holds it where I want it to be, right? But before I would put like layers, and it would be, so the second day would be a nightmare if I tried to style it.
because you'd have to wash your
Yeah,
hair.
you would, because it would be dirty. Everything would be attracted to it. So, and I was worried about using a hot curling iron on old hairspray. Like even that, I was wondering, does that damage your hair? You said to put the hot tool down to a lower setting.
Mm-hmm.
Then, but our sprays don't have alcohol in it. which would probably cause more damage if it did have, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And yeah, I restyle my hair all the time because I just don't wash my hair every day. Maybe every 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
Maybe longer.
Yeah.
It all depends, right? Now, another little secret that I want to talk about is somebody with curls, okay? Say for instance, I wake up and I look like a crazy woman, okay? And my hair's standing straight up on end.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do? I can either go ahead and restyle it again, like we talked about. I can go in with my tool, my round curling iron, or my, what do you call that? Wand, with my wand. And then I can also, because if I'm not using my curling iron, or if I'm not using my wand, and I've just left my hair natural with, I say, a mousse or a curl cream in it, and the next day I just want to revitalize my hair again, I go in again, give my hair, spray mist my hair, grab my mousse, and just go in and re-scrunch again, right?
Okay.
I got a whole new hair thing going on, okay? So if, say that the following day that I also want to, or that day or the following day, and I want to go in with my barrel curling iron, I can still redo my hair again. And you know, you get those days where, okay, this isn't, my hair is going up today,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm getting another day and another style out of my hair because I'm just gonna go, you know, flip it up and just have a little bit of fun with it again, right? So I got, that's 4 days now. So you just got to use your tools of what you have here, your product of what you have, and you've got different styles all the time too.
And do you even use a hairspray on your hair because you don't need to, or do you?
I do use a hairspray once in the blue moon.
Really?
Very, very. Like, say for instance, thank you for asking that. If I want to, say, have a little more of a snappy curl to my hair, I will go in with our gel. Yes.
Oh.
Now, back in the day,
The flexible gel?
back in the
Flexible.
day, here it is. Back in the day, you would not catch me putting gel on my hair. Are you kidding me? Because it used to flake.
Oh, yeah, the products.
It used to flake for one,
Yeah.
and your hair would be as stiff as a board.
Right.
It would be crunchy, like it would feel like your
Break
hair was,
off.
you'd hear, like seriously, right? So anyways, I didn't use gel for the longest time, and then, you know, since I've been using this product for 3 years, of course I have to try things out.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna try the flexible hold gel. So
Yeah.
when I use a flexible hold gel, I make sure that my hair is quite wet after I've shampooed, that I don't put it up in a towel, or not a towel, but my
Your turban?
my turban,
Wrap.
my
Wrap.
turban wrap with the t-shirt.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I leave my hair as wet as I can have, and then I also go in with my my leave-in conditioner, because I gotta have
Oh.
that. Then I go in with my flexible gel. So my hair is quite, you know, wet. I put the gel in my hand, and I find that this gel is it's quite thick. It's very textured, Well, this,
Yeah.
you guys all have to get one of these. So I spray it in my hand again, and I make sure it's quite little more thinner, right? And then I go in and I start scrunching, scrunch all over. Leave it, don't touch it. Because once you start playing with curls, if you play with them too much or what have you, you're gonna start developing frizz, okay? So just scrunch it in and leave it. Let it set. And if in fact you do want to go in with a diffuser, you want to go very low heat and keep the speed very low, and just make sure that those curls are holding and getting that nice snappy curl, okay?
Ah.
Or just let it air dry. That's what I do. I'll just let it air dry, let it do its thing. And a lot of times what I also do is I also, when I'm leaving it like that, I'm going to be using something that I want to finish with it, and it's called the Glossy Shine Mist. And then I go, after it's dry, don't be touching it until it's dry. Give it a spray, and then go in again and start going like this and start scrunching it, because you're going to get that beautiful shine and you're going to get that beautiful snappy curl.
Ah.
You know, especially the girls that have the, you know,
Yeah.
that beautiful,
Yeah.
you know, locks going down.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. So if you want a little snappy curl, and then later, if you want to throw a little bit of hairspray in there and keep that snap in there, if you're,
Right.
you know,
You want it
you
to
want to
last.
keep that nice, yeah.
So if you ran, say for instance because you have the curl, if it became a humid day and you did that, that would be holding your curl, right?
Yes, it would.
Even if it started to feel like it
Abso-
was going up, as long as you don't play with your hair, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the reason why you're not allowed to touch curly hair. It's like, yeah, don't touch the hair. But yeah, you know, we talk about this all the time, you know, people that have curly hair, they all know what I'm talking about. People of color especially, right? Because there's so many different textures of hair out there.
Right.
You got the finer, the coarser, the what have you, right? And this hair, for humidity, you don't want to be caught in the rain. You know what I'm talking about. And you're not going swimming with it either,
Yeah.
right? So
that's why when you went to Costa Rica, you had extensions with the braids.
that's exactly it. And I
Right.
put braids in because there's no way that I wanted to be dealing with yeah.
Frizzy curly hair.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah.
It can be a blessing,
Right.
and also
Yeah.
not so much of a blessing when when your hair's going like,
Yeah.
you can feel it. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, right? So anyways,
So for someone like fine hair like me, now if I use this flexi hold, because I want to curl my hair that day, and you know, curl doesn't stay as well in non-curly hair, right? So what I would use the mousse, the volume, and a bit of the flexi hold, and then let it blow dry it and then curl it.
Well-
like how would I work with that to make my curls stay the whole day and look fantastic, like you guys have the luxury of?
well, you know, this one here is really good for high humidity too, you know. Did you know that this gel is
so,
yeah.
so
And frizz resistant?
hello.
Who knew? And also the fact that, you know, men, you remember men with their that they
Oh, the girl cream, the old
well,
cream?
with the gel and everything.
Yes.
This is a really good product for men if they want to, you know, do
Style.
that. Just style it and leave it. You can put this in your hair. Start using it while it's a little bit damp, and start blow drying with it, because it'll probably give that extra little hold for you when you are using your hot tools in there.
Oh,
And if somebody wanted to just take their hair, for instance, and wanted to detail their hair, you know, when you want to finish and detail with something, and you don't know
Oh.
exactly, like say your fringe here, for
Right.
instance,
Right.
just put a little bit of gel in there,
right.
like this, and then just,
Oh, okay. Oh.
so you can use this
Yeah.
as a styling and also a finishing, right?
yeah.
And then put your little bit of
Yeah.
bit of a spray in there, and then she's got a little bit extra.
So that actually would hold
Yes.
my curl better.
Yes.
Awesome.
So that's really
Yeah.
good to know about.
So if I did that with the dry. Like say, okay, I didn't, this is second day and I want to curl my hair today. And I don't want to wash it because I don't want to wet it. So if I were to put that gel and water it down and then just rub it through my hair and then dry it and curl it, that wouldn't work so good? Probably not, eh? I'd have to practice with that.
Well, I'll tell you the reason I'm kind of whatever with that, because if you go in and spray your hair after you've already had all your hairspray and stuff on and you've already had the thermal on there,
Right.
and go wet it again,
Oh yeah, there's gonna be lots of.
I would be a little reluctant. Some people will, but I'd be a little reluctant to go wet and then, because you've got all that on because you've already had that thermal on your hair. Like the
Before,
flat
okay,
iron.
the day before, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can try it, but
Yeah.
I
yeah.
wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah. So what would we use, say, like a blowout cream for? Like what would we use and whose hair would this work best with?
Well, a blowout cream can be used for anybody's hair, whether they've got curly hair, straight hair, or what have you, right? So all the blowout cream is for somebody that wants to wear their hair a little more subtle and go in probably later on with a flat iron, right? Because you're blowing it out. You're actually blowing the hair out as opposed to scrunching or
So
trying to
straightening,
styling.
more of a straightening.
Exactly. So, and also I think we've got the protectant in this one as well.
Yeah.
Because
But that would be used if you're going to use a blow dryer. Is that why it's called blowout cream, or
yeah, because you're using a
Yeah.
you're using a blow dryer and you're really wanting to get that.
straight?
It's a blowout,
fine?
right? It's yeah.
I don't know what that term means.
Well,
for
blowout
stylists.
means just that you're blowing out your hair, like say for instance, if I wanted to blow out, look at my hair, it's going to be straight, right? And then you're going to go in with with a flat iron or another hot tool or what have you, and just give it more of a sleek look to the
okay.
hair
Okay.
afterwards.
So if you were to use this, you'd still want to use the Thermal Protect anytime you use any hot tool, or
I would,
yeah, I guess it protects.
because like I said, everything interacts with all of our products here, right? So yeah, go ahead, because that's going to keep your hair extra. It's going to give you that 12-hour extra protection of whatever you're using on your products too, right? So
Right.
and last and not least, is there anything else?
I actually wanted to ask you about, because we have two types of hairspray. We have
Okay.
a refinish,
Yep.
and then we have a strong flexi hold. So what is the difference between? I know the strong would definitely hold it longer, but
Yeah.
what would a refinish mean? What would a refinish?
A
spray mean?
refinishing spray is basically something that is light, and you don't really want to have that extra hold that you were for the
More
strong.
of a
You want to
in the
still
wind
be able
move.
to. It's just a nice little slight hold
Okay.
without too heavy.
So that would be good for, say, your hair. If you were going to use a spray, you don't need something strong.
That's right. Unless I'm,
Yeah.
unless I want to have that little extra, and I'm going to somewhere special, I'm going to a wedding, then I would probably go in a little bit to hold it.
Yeah, if it's windy outside, you'd want
Well,
the
if
strong.
it was windy, it would probably.
There we go again.
So yeah, then I would probably
Yeah.
do something like
The
that.
arch nemesis.
Yes.
Yeah, that's I think that was all. So when you talk about styling products, you call them, there's styling, and then there's, what was the other word you used?
Finishing.
Finishing.
So
Okay.
you got your styling products, so that's after you've gotten out of the shower and you want to create whatever you want to create here
With wet hair.
with your wet or damp hair.
Okay.
Okay, and then your finishing is what you want to detail your hair with or finish with, right?
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
your hairspray is a finishing, your glossy shine was a finishing, because it's just the final touch once your hair is done,
Right.
right?
Oh, okay.
And also, there was one little product over there, was the defining cream. Now that was the,
Wasn't that curl defining though?
yeah, but there was something else that I wanted to
Oh, okay.
talk about.
Okay.
Because this one here works really nice
Oh,
too.
the sculpting thing.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So, Sculpting Taffy. This is a really great product too.
See, that I would have thought you would have saved for bangs, like
Yeah.
if you wanted to leave a.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Same thing with your
With the Flexi Hold
with your
gel.
Flexi Hold gel.
Okay.
So then again, we're going in again, right? And we're just going to take a little bit because it's a little tacky, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you just want to go in and detail,
Oh, okay.
right? So I would call this a finishing, okay? Because I'm going
Right.
in and I'm finishing.
Right.
And if it's feeling a little whatever, give it a little spray, tiny little bit, right?
Yeah. Less.
And just go in and finish with it. So this is another finishing.
Oh,
And same
okay.
thing with somebody with that curl that wants to take a little
Oh,
piece
yeah.
and just kind of detail it again, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna get that
Yeah.
finishing, and then you're done.
Yeah.
Now we also have a product that is pretty much the bread and butter of the company as far as I'm concerned. This
It's in so many of these. I see these products that says also with Rejuvenate in it.
exactly.
And that's a essential oil blend.
It is an essential oil blend. This stuff is.
Yeah. So
I can't say enough about it.
So would this compare at all to, like, you worked in the industry for 30 plus years, and there was argan oil and Moroccan oil, and I don't know what other oils there are, but that would be a comparison to what this is?
Exactly. It would be
Okay.
a comparison to what this is. Now the difference between this one here and other oils that we've checked out, that I've used over 30 something years, and don't get me wrong, there's some good ones out there, but I'm a little prejudiced because I've tried this over and over and over, and what I had found from the Rejuvenate oil is that it actually, because it's got 13 essential oils that they've picked from all over the world, so they're specialty oils. And not only that, they're also microscopic, so they actually go right into the dermis of your skin, and they also go right into the cuticle and cortex of the hair.
So they absorb, they
So
don't
it
sit.
that's right. They absorb, they don't sit, right? Because there's
Yeah.
nothing worse than going in and taking a little bit of an oil, for instance.
Yeah.
We also have a light one as well, and that's for somebody that's got a little more, like for you,
Yeah,
right?
For fine
yeah.
hair.
And then somebody that really needs a really good, like
treatment, basically,
yeah,
right?
treatment, or we can put this in wet hair. We can put it in, we talk about finishing. We can use it as a finishing product, or I can take my mousse and I can take my Rejuvenate oil and I can mix it in my hand, and any of this interacts, and place it inside of here, because I always need that extra, right? Because
That's
we know
awesome.
that curly hair is dry, and so we got to keep it moisturized, and if we don't,
Yeah,
it just
yeah,
we need hydration all the time in it. So the oil that we use on with all of our products, they all
yeah.
combine.
And this will just be a little bit extra in the hair. And so would that work well if you're gonna curl it as well?
Yeah, that's the reason why afterwards I'd either use it with my stuff,
Yeah,
any of my products like my mousses or
Right.
any of, then I'm gonna finish with it
right,
because it's
Okay.
a finishing.
right.
Then if I'm gonna go throw my hairspray on,
Right,
or if I'm going to just put my glossy mist, and sometimes with the glossy mist, that's enough.
right,
But you kind of know your own hair, what your own, you start using the products, and you kind of start to figure out what your hair can handle. It's like, oh geez, I put a little bit too much of that in.
Right.
So,
Right.
and like I always say, a little bit less is better than
Right.
overdoing it, because we're so used to putting so much stuff in our hands
Yeah.
that you think you need, because you've used other products before. It just takes a little while to start to get to know these products of what your hair
Can use and
and need, right?
Yeah.
So that's, but I do definitely
Yeah.
use it as a finishing again. So.
Yeah, and we also had something that was called a thickening spray, and I remember using that, and I didn't know how to use it. So that's the thing. If you don't know how to use the product and you have a fail, you know, you can have a fail because you thought, oh, this product is shit because it. Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry for that. Because it doesn't work on my hair, but it could be because your hair isn't the right type for that type of a product, right? Or you're using it wrong.
Exactly.
So,
Or you're using it wrong. And a lot of people don't know exactly what we're talking about. So we want to keep everything as simply put out here as we can, because using a technology that you guys can understand, because
Yeah.
it can all be very overwhelming, right?
Yeah, yeah.
When you go get something, it's like, oh my God, what's this? Oh geez, I don't
Yeah.
know what that is, or
Yeah.
or what have you. So I'm hoping that we got a
Some
little bit
questions
of
answered, yeah.
knowledge in here today, to let everybody know how we use these products. So
yeah. And if you have any questions about the products, because we can only speak to the ones that we're using right now, just send us a message and we'll get back to you with an answer for sure. But this has been very useful for me, Lena. Thank you for
well,
all
that's good. I'm glad, and I hope it was all useful for you guys too, because
Yeah.
it's fun. And we just kind of, you know, this is what we do. We just kind of wing it. So if, like Corinne
Yeah.
said, if there's any questions that anybody's wanting any answers to, you can either get a hold of myself or Corinne. Corinne knows a lot more than she's telling you, but we just pretended that she was
A dumb customer.
uneducated with product
That's
customer.
right.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
and you know what? She is uneducated with some of these products.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, that's we're not lying about that,
No.
because
Yeah.
like, you know, you gotta and don't be scared to try. Don't be scared to try a product.
Yeah.
Just try it, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So anyways, I hope
Yeah.
everybody's doing great, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, take care.
Bye.